Okay folks, so I've come back up to the Cavendish forestry to repeat the recording that went mysteriously wrong the last time. So I've set up the Clippies, one there and one there on a branch. Got the recorder there, it's turned on but it's not recording yet. And here is the power bank. As you can see, it's at 99%. So now I'm going to put that on to record. We're now recording. Let's get that so you can see it. Yep, it's going, it's up and going. Press hold, recorder, still going. Hopefully you can see that. So the power bank's on, the recorder's on. Now I'm going to give my intro to the microphones to make sure we have a file. Cavendish Forestry Bird Survey, 3rd of March 2026. Recording with Clippies, a Zoom F3 with the settings 32-bit float, 48 kilohertz. The actual time is 13:47. Now we can see this is all on. We're still recording. Still the power bank's on. I'm going to pack it away. Definitely still on. Let's close it up. Power bank in a separate bag. Still on. Yep. Both of them into an X-bed bag. Roll it up a bit. Make sure the air's out. I'm just going to double check. The power bank's on, the recorder's on. Yeah, still on. Hang that right down there. So here we are folks. Here's the Clippies, leads coming down there. And I've hung that kind of hidden on a branch next to the trunk of a fallen tree. Another fallen tree here. So it's quite well camouflaged. And hopefully that'll work. So we're after bird sounds. Hopefully we're going to pick up frogs or toads. And I've just noticed something really interesting on the moss here that you might not have seen before. So I'll show you. There. See that slimy stuff? If you have a look in, it's like little eggs in it. So that spawn, it's not frogs, it's not toads, it's actually newts. And they don't spawn in water, they spawn on objects. You'll sometimes see them on pieces of wood. Here it's on moss. And it's always around this time of year. The second part of February, going into March and through March. Just a bit of useless information for you. Right, I'm going to head out of here now. And hopefully this will still be here tomorrow when we come back to get it. So I'll see you then. Right folks, so here we are back at the recording site. As I was leaving last night, crows and buzzards were having a right row up in the trees here. The weather's been good all night, although this morning the wind has increased to about 30 mile an hour in gusts, but it seems to be quite protected here in this little bit of a swampy woodland. Now I just noticed that there's loads more frog spawn in the pools as I walked into here. So hopefully we'll get a recording of frogs spawning as well as the birds. But first we need to see whether we've got a recording. As you know, yesterday we had that problem, the mystery. So now I'm going to check the recorder to see whether it's still running and to see whether there's still power in the power bank. And oh dear, the recorder's off. And the power bank is 0. So we know for a fact that we saw the recorder recording yesterday. We know there was 99% power in it. We did an experiment with another Zoom F3 that was on standby mode, and that didn't draw off any more power than our normal recordings that we'd done before. So there's obviously some kind of a problem here. It could be this F3. It's just something we're going to have to figure out. But what I'm going to do is, because it was recording, I'll take this home now and see whether there are any files on there. And somebody did suggest that there could be some kind of corruption, maybe with the SD card, and that's actually just sucking all the power out. But I don't really know about those kinds of things. But I'll take it home anyway and see what we can do, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Right folks, so I've got back to the house, I've plugged the F3 into the computer, and we have files. Take a look. So it would have recorded until the power bank ran out. So there's nothing wrong with the recorder, there's nothing wrong with the SD card, and what had probably happened in the last time I set up the drop rig was either I forgot to press record, or I'd pressed record and somehow switched it off as I was packing it up, and the recorder would have been in standby mode or ready mode. And we know from the last video that ready mode is not going to drain the power bank. So I've had a quick check of my equipment and I think I've solved the problem. And it's this. As you can see, there's a kink in the USB-C end of the cable that I power the Zoom F3 with. You see it? It's discoloured. It's not straight. It doesn't straighten out. It's a bit squashed. So folks, I think that's the conclusion, but we still need to test it. So I'll change the cable and I'll set up another drop rig tonight. This time I'll go to the pad and park. Hopefully we've got a successful recording from last night. I haven't listened to them yet, so I don't know. But I will test the cable theory later in a drop rig. But for now, I'll see if I can find a few snippets for you to have a listen from that recording. Maybe those buzzards and crows having a row, and have a listen through for other sounds, hopefully, which will include the frogs. Then the 1 hour before and after dusk and dawn, I'll put into the Kevin D Forestry archive file playlist. So hopefully we've solved the problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.